Hello everyone, today I am shooting 300 yards with this Radical 5.56. I did a prior video a few months ago. This is a 1 MOA rifle. I managed to get 1 inch at 100 yards with this rifle. So now we're going to take it out to 300 yards and we're going to see how I do. Now it is windy today. There is a little bit of a wind. I've got wind ribbons out there to try and figure out what the wind's doing. Sometimes the wind's blowing in, sometimes it's blowing to the right. That's gonna, at 300 yards, that is gonna mess with our groupings a little bit. Okay, so right now I just want to see if I can get on this paper. I have an 8x11 paper out there. I want to see if I can get 6 shots on the paper, or if I need to go to a bigger target. Something where, because if I can't get on that target, I did bring along a bigger target to kind of see what I'm doing today. Six shots. Next time I come out here, I gotta bring some bags because, with this rifle trying to hold this on my shoulder, I mean I can see it's definitely moving a little bit, but at the same time that is realistic. That is realistic shooting, because you figure if you're out in the real world, you may not be able to bring your sandbags along with you, so you're gonna have to work with just a bipod and trying to stabilize it on your shoulder as best as you can. As far as the scope here, I've got the Holosun 503G. That's the acss, so I do have the benefit of that arrow, and I got the Vortex 6X Magnifier, which at 300 yards, I mean the target still looks pretty small, with the 6X Magnifier. Now with the chevron, what I'm doing is I'm putting my bullseye, because I can't see the blue bullseye. I'm putting the blue bullseye like inside the V. Okay, so I'm putting it inside of the V. I know there was one shot, but I just completely threw off. I don't expect to see. There's no chance that got on the paper. But let's see if 5 of those shots got on the paper. So I'm gonna take a drive out there, bring you guys with me, and we'll take a look at it. I'll pause you guys. All right, here we are. And that's where we were way back there. Okay, so this is the target you guys saw me shoot at, and I didn't get any on the paper, but I got on the larger box, which I think it's something like 14 by 14. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the box, which is basically, like I said, it's about 14 by 14, so that is definitely inside of a man-sized target. 2 missed, 2 went completely wide out of the 6 I shot. So 4 out of 6 got on the man-sized target. At first I just saw these up here, so I thought maybe I was just really high, but then I saw the other ones on the side over here, and then I realized that, yeah, I'm shooting around, the target, so I am properly zeroed in. But before I took that one off camera, I took 6 shots on this rim. Now this is a heavier rim. This is from like a pickup truck, like a 250 or something, an F250 or something. I don't know exactly, but basically no penetration. I was using the Remington PMC, Remington PMC. So interestingly enough, it looks like I managed to get 3 hits, 1, 2, 3, on this target, which is even smaller, so I actually did a little bit better, I think, with this one. on this target. So yeah, what I did is now I set up this target over here. I'm gonna take a few more shots at it and try to get, you know, because now I'm gonna actually come out with a tape measure and see what my grouping is. Now over here where I'm standing, because of the trees, it's not so windy. But if you look up there, you see how it's windy up there. So across the field there's wind, and then in areas where there's not, where there's trees, it's not so windy. So normally when you guys see me, I'm shooting in the woods. So you can see on an open field like this, the wind is gonna have much more of an impact on your bullet. I mean, even if you're shooting like, you know, under similar wind conditions, you know, it's just because like in some areas where I'm standing right now, I don't feel wind, but downfield over there where it's more open, there's definitely wind over there. So you're gonna run into those differences. So let's take this back and see what type of a grouping we can get on the larger board. All right, so actually I put up that paper. I hope it stays there because I ran out of staples. I only put 2 staples on it at the top, and then I ran out of ammo, so I'm hoping the wind won't rip it off. Now there's wind here, but there wasn't wind way down there in that little pocket. But over here, there's a bit of wind. This is the ammunition that we're using. We're using the PMC X-Tac. All right, so we're gonna put 6 rounds on that and go take a look and see what we can do under these wind conditions. So like right now, wind's about almost 15 miles an hour that way. Let's see if I can, maybe I'll die down a little bit in the next few seconds by the time I'm ready. Wind's way too much, man. It's coming straight in. It shouldn't affect me too much, but it's like on and off. So let's wait a few seconds. Let's see if it drops. You see the bushes right here? They're moving all over the place. Up that way. I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long, so I'm just gonna go for it, I think. Alright, let's go take a look and see what our grouping is. Alright, so let's see what we got here. At the 300 yards, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to assume that the 6th one went over the top here. I think I'm holding a little too high. What I'm doing is I'm basically putting my chevron like right here. I'm going to put like the tip in the box. I think that, yeah, I think, I think, actually, is this a hole? Is the other hole? No, that's not the other hole. Yeah, I'm going to put my chevron just a little bit lower on that bullseye. So instead of putting the chevron here, I'm going to put it on it. Or I might just adjust it down because that one's got the tools built into the lens covers. So that's the other thing I could do. Because I know at 100 yards I'm a little bit high with this. So I'm just going to adjust it down and then we'll see what we do. All right, let's do this again. But we got these holes marked. Put another 6 on this and let's see if we can bring it down just a little bit. All right, we're taking another stab at this at the 300 yards. The PMC X-Tac ammo. I adjusted the scope down 2 clicks because it seems like it's going a little bit too high. 300 yards is definitely like I think a spot where we want to know exactly where we're at, because I mean inside of that 300 yards it doesn't make a difference. You're going to be inside of man-sized target, and then if I go further out like the 500-600 yards, I want the elevation holdovers in the scope to kind of be accurate. So definitely don't want to be too high at the 300 yards. So let's see how this works out. I'm going to take 6 shots and go take a look at it. So we still got that wind coming in at about 15 miles an hour, but it's coming in, so it's not going to affect us too much. Still got another one. Let's go out there and see what we did, because yeah, I'm putting that chevron pretty much like I'm straddling the dot, and from what I recall with the chevron, that's supposed to be at 200 yards. So I'm probably still a little, because basically my holdover is the same as what I think it should be at 200 yards. So at 300 yards, I should be putting the legs of the chevron right in between the bullseye. Yeah, I think that because, and the thing is, the last time I was here, I couldn't get, I was kind of pressed for time. I just threw out with the small target, and I couldn't quite get on the target. And the reason is because I think my optic, because I had zeroed in at 100 yards, but it was set a little too high. Let's go out there and take a look at it. Yeah, so I'm still high, man. I'm starting to see a nice group develop as far as the rifle and what it's capable of at 300 yards, because that's about 6 inches, which is pretty decent given the wind. But I'm going to shift this, and the wind's pushing me to the right, so I know that's centered at 100 yards. But I got to drop this down. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know the other one's probably one up there somewhere. So I got 4 here. So yeah, I'm gonna go down 4 clicks this time, because I gotta get at least on a line of that paper. I know the wind's pushing me to the right, but at least I know where they're going right now. All right, let's go 4 clicks down, see what it does. All right, so I adjusted that Holosun 503G 4 clicks down. So I think that should move everything down a bit. Again, we're fighting with the wind. I know we got wind that's coming in and pushing to the right, hence the group moving a little bit to the right. But let's see how we do. This will probably be the last one, because I want to shoot. I got another rifle I want to shoot too. So I think that I'm going to do this, and then we'll move on to the next project. sun's starting to set over there from me too. So when I'm sitting down, got the sun basically starting to really get in my face, just making this even harder. But anyway, let's pause you guys and get out there and see what we did. All right, guys, here it is. Yeah, here we go. We got 3 on the paper at 300 yards. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, where's the 6th one? No, I saw it. 3 there, 2 there. Where'd my other one go? Why am I not seeing it? I thought I just saw it a minute ago. Is that it? Yeah, it's a new hole. Went way up there. Yeah, that's that one over there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess that's the 6th one because I don't see any of the holes because I didn't miss it. So that's, yeah, I mean, given the wind, I mean, here's the thing. Between the furthest 2 shots, that's still 14 inches. So that's inside a man-sized target. Then we got a cluster of about 10 inches and 4 inches, including that last one over there. So like I said, the wind is pushing them to the right, but at least I got the elevation right on this scope. Now this is with a 55 grain bullet. If I was to use a 62 grain, I'm pretty sure that it would probably drop below the paper. So that's the that's the other thing to keep in mind. If you go from 55s to 62s, you're gonna get changes like that. But that's the Ruger. That's the Ruger. Shit, I forgot the phone. Ruger. No, not a Ruger. That's a Radical Firearms, not the Ruger. That was a Radical. I said that at the beginning of the video, and that's the 300 yards that we're shooting from over there. Where the table is. It's going to be really hard to find a day where there's no wind, because when you get big open fields like this, it seems like there's always a wind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm planning to shoot this now with a 9mm rifle and see if I can get on the paper. That will be interesting. That'll be the video coming up. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys are following me on Odyssey, which is uncensored. Over there, I'm Pocono Tactical. On Rumble, I'm Pocono Guns. And on YouTube, I got 3 channels. Absolute Gun Rights, Pocono Shooting, and the original Safa channel, which goes back to 2006. Talk to you all soon.